Alright, so then we get into Hell in a Cell and getting right down into it. There's only one kickoff match where we had the 24/7 title on the line, and there's R-Truth and Drew Gulak, and basically R-Truth finding yet another way to gain and as well keep the 24/7 championship on that. So it was nice to actually see an actual match, and hopefully they'll have other creative ways going for the 24/7 championship besides them just chasing and doing all that stuff. So maybe to do other different things with it. I feel like that's definitely needed, but that's what happened there. And the main card, getting right into what happened with the first match, of course, the Hell in a Cell match, a Universal Championship match between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, and basically somewhat similar what happened before with their first match for Classic Champions and everything, but this time, obviously in the Hell in a Cell, they used that to their advantage, and of course, with the I Quit match, so it added that extra element to it, and getting the weapons and stuff involved and everything, and just beating the holy hell out of each other, and Roman Reigns once again wanting to have Jey Uso to call him the tribal chief and everything. Jey Uso not wanting that. After a while, Jimmy Uso coming out and trying to stop the match once again. But after a while, Jey Uso basically said, "I quit," and Roman Reigns keeps the Universal Championship. So I don't know how things are going to be able to continue or not with this. I'm sure they are, but maybe the Usos will eventually join Roman Reigns and have it be a heel stable. I don't know. I'm sure Jimmy Uso will probably want his set of matches with Roman Reigns. That can also happen too, so never really know, but Roman Reigns as a heel has been awesome with him and Paul Heyman, so that's been cool there. Also, where we had Elias and as well Jeff Hardy, basically going back to where they were a couple of months ago on SmackDown and everything with that whole accident, and Elias feels like it's Jeff Hardy's fault that he's in this mess and everything, so not really so forgiving on that. And I like the concept leading up to it, and then adding a lot more to it, so that was cool. But basically Jeff Hardy, having enough and then actually using the guitar and having DQ, which sucks and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, and the feud basically continues, so not really too far mad at it. Then we had the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line with The Miz and Otis. Basically, The Miz, having Mandy Rose being sent to Raw, and after a while with the draft, Tucker eventually getting traded, so Otis basically being on his own and everything, which kind of sucks. And after a while, which I'll get into, with Heavy Machinery officially being no more because Tucker actually attacking Otis, it's crazy. And especially with them going with court into court and everything with Miz and Morrison, and then this whole thing happens and everything. So not only did Otis not only lose Mandy Rose, he lost Tucker and the Money in the Bank briefcase, and now the Miz has it. I'm not really mad at it because I feel like the Miz should be in the main event. It's been a long time coming and everything, so it'll be only a matter of time until he cashes in, unless Otis tries to come back and actually get it back. But I don't know what's to come out of Otis now, unless him and Tucker have a match at Survivor Series. It's at SmackDown versus Raw / versus NXT, so that can still happen. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air at this point, so there is that. Then we get into where we had, of course, Sasha Banks and Bayley finally happening for the SmackDown Women's Championship and the next Hell in a Cell match, and this one was dope and awesome. Definitely well worth the wait, and these two going at it. Bayley trying to get away at some points and stuff like that, but she maintained herself and actually went at it and tried to stop Sasha Banks, but Sasha standing tall and SmackDown Women's Champion, so basically like a Grand Slam champion, winning all the women's championships, including the SmackDown Women's Championship for the first time, so she's right up there with Bayley now, so that's cool. And I think this feud will probably actually end up dragging out a lot more longer, and then maybe we'll see these two going at it up until possibly even WrestleMania at this point. I can see that, and yeah. Alright, what's going on, guys? Yes, we're on the project back at it again in here for the video for you guys for today. Another double header for pro wrestling today. Going to be talking about not only Impact Wrestling for Bound for Glory, but also for Hell in a Cell as well. And getting right down into it, basically for Bound for Glory, honestly, I thought it was one of the better shows of the weekend, and where we had the X Division Championship on the line, and basically having where we had it as of like the defeat Rohit challenge for the X Division Championship, and no matter how everything transpired, Rohit will actually try and actually did get away in keeping the X Division Championship. So with the people who he did face, including like Willie Mack and Trey and Jordan Grace and people like that, like TJP and Chris Bay and everything, and being able to deal with them, basically a six-pack challenge, and then actually somehow actually keeping the X Division Championship. I don't know how he did it, but he managed to somehow do it, and he was able to still be X Division Champion. I thought it was going to go to Jordan Grace. That would have been cool, but it didn't happen. So for that, where he is still the X Division Champion. Also on that, where we had EC3 and Moose go at it for the TNA World Title in a way, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Almost Raw Underground style, which made me miss that. I don't know if Raw Underground is going to be coming back anytime soon. I know it's been basically stopped for the time being. But basically, these two going at it with no referee and just people surrounding the ring and everything like that, and beating the holy hell out of each other and everything, and basically in the lesson for Moose, and Moose actually winning there. So, I know EC3 is still basically a free agent, so maybe EC3 and Moose have a little bit more respect. I don't know. That remains to be seen, but I'm sure EC3 will be doing a lot more, and I like where this character is going, so it's definitely something different at EC3, so we'll see where that goes. Also, where we had in a match with Eddie Edwards and as well Ken Shamrock on this one. This one is actually a pretty damn interesting and good match, definitely for sure. Basically going at it, of course, Ken Shamrock was able to be inducted into the Impact Wrestling Hall of Fame. It was cool The Rock was able to do that for him, so that was definitely something different, and first time actually seeing The Rock doing anything for Impact Wrestling, so there's that, so that was dope. And actually having it be where Ken Shamrock was actually able to win on that, so we had him being able to lay out Eddie Edwards. So we did also see also the Battle Royal, the Call Your Shot Battle Royal on this one, and this one definitely one of my favorite matches for sure for Impact Wrestling. And basically we had Swoggle on this one, Davari, and as well James Storm actually all in this one, so that was cool and a nice treat to see them and everything. Also with a twist with basically for Heath Slater and Rhino. Heath Slater would be out of job if he was eliminated, and basically same thing for Rhino. Either one of them could have lost their job, but Rhino ended up actually winning and having the trophy, so maybe now he'll actually go after the World Championship, so that remains to be seen. Also where we had the Fatal 4-Way for the Tag Team Championships, so that was really cool. Of course, with the Motor City Machine Guns, at least one half of them, since the other half was basically taken away, and dealing with that brawl where we had, of course, Ace Austin and Madman Fulton on this one, of course, the North on that, and the Good Brothers, and basically the North actually getting back their World Tag Team Championships, so that was a little surprising, but also cool at the same time. Definitely one of my favorite tag teams for sure, so that was cool. And then we get into the Women's Championship match. There was a change-up. It was supposed to be Kylie Rae and as well Deonna Purrazzo, but she didn't really come out for Kylie Rae, and Deonna Purrazzo was ready to face anybody else. So we ended up actually having Su Yung actually coming out and facing Deonna Purrazzo and everything with Kimberly there as well. So that didn't really, phase Su Yung too much, where Deonna Purrazzo almost keeping her Knockouts Championship, and then turned to find out Su Yung ended up actually winning and defeating, of course, Deonna Purrazzo, and now being Knockouts Champion, so that's cool. Still don't know what happened with Kylie Rae. I'm thinking maybe she got attacked or something like that, so I'm sure we'll hopefully find an answer to that, so we'll see. Then we also had, with the breaking news and actually having the women's tag team championships actually be brought back for the next pay-per-view, which would be Hard to Kill in January. So I figured that was eventually happening at some point, so that's cool there. And then the main event where we had, of course, Eric Young and Israel Witron for the world title. On that one and everything, after everything Eric Young put Witron through, it was like kind of questionable if he was actually gonna be able to, actually go out there and have the match and have it be with him in it. But he was able to do it and actually, try and have some payback going for Eric Young, and he did. And now he's also the world champion, so that's pretty damn interesting to see where things are going to be going. I think things will continue between the two. And I'm sure Eric Young will actually find a way to actually want to face the Witchswan and get the world title back. I can see that. So, that's it in a nutshell. And now we move into Hell in a Cell. Then with the next match, it ended up being for the US title and everything. It wasn't really needed. It was really weird. Retribution actually issuing the challenge to see which Hurt Business member actually ended up facing basically Slapjack, and ended up being him, aka Shane Thorne, and having Bobby Lashley defend the United States Championship, ended up winning. And this whole thing with Retribution, I'm trying to like them, but it's really hard and it's really confusing because they started off with a big group and just destroying everything, so you ended up being a small group and actually losing. So I mean, the only thing I really care or actually like that is a part of the not the Hurt Business, but Retribution, is with Mustafa Ali being the leader of Retribution. So hopefully they can turn things around. They actually deserve a lot more better. But it's a whole weird thing, and the matchup wasn't really needed. So we'll just go ahead into the main event. WWE Championship Hell in a Cell match. Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Drew McIntyre's first Hell in a Cell match, and he actually fell at home, so that was actually pretty interesting. And even though Randy Orton, was doing everything that he can to actually stop Drew McIntyre for everything that both of them going through, eventually meeting at the top of the cell and eventually crashing onto the announce table for Drew McIntyre, which is crazy. And then Randy Orton coming back right after that with the RKL, and once again we are in the age of Orton, so Randy Orton once again WWE Champion. So I thought we were going to see a cash in with the Miz, at least a tease anyway, but I think he's playing it smart now and actually waiting. So maybe add a triple threat between with the Miz, Randy Orton, and Drew McIntyre, to change things up a little bit. But I'm pretty sure Drew McIntyre is going to be chasing the title now and wanting it back. So there's that, and the Miz can always cash in on Drew McIntyre if he gains back the championship once again and it ends up losing thanks to the Miz, so that can happen too. So anyway, overall pretty damn good Hell in a Cell, not gonna lie in that. So those are my thoughts, and what are your own thoughts as well? Also, what are your own thoughts as well on Impact Wrestling for Bound for Glory? Honestly, I thought it was the better show overall, but I did enjoy both shows, that even though I enjoyed Bound for Glory a lot more. So anyway, definitely, of course, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell to stay up to date for all of my other videos and everything else in between. And I will catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell the next video may be. Until then, as always, stay safe.